Hey, good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody, or good morning, depending on where you are in the world. What's up, you guys? I am back at it again. Hey, you guys. How you guys? Come on in, you guys. Come on in and get motivated this afternoon. The word today is going to uplift you. All right. The word today is going to uplift you. How are you guys doing on this afternoon? Hi. Let me know where you're watching from. I am in New York right now, but if you're in Mississippi, do I have anybody in Georgia? Do I have anybody in Miami? Let me know where you're watching from. Put your city and state in the chat, because I'm about to uplift your spirits, okay? We are still on the set apart journey that I was doing this week, okay? Everybody knows the story of Joseph, okay? So our focus is on Joseph, okay? During this set apart journey. The reason why I called it the set apart journey this week, I don't know what God got me doing, whether it's a week or a month, I don't know. But yesterday we talked about how God's grip is tighter on you, right? And then the first day we talked about how, your stamina builds up by these storms and trials and tribulations. My smoke alarm, y'all, the battery will get changed, okay? So ignore that. But hey, you guys, let me know where you're watching from. Can you put your city and state in the chat for me, so I can rep your city and state? Hey, you guys, good afternoon. This word is about to go live, all right? I am live. If you don't know me, my name is Lady Q Inspires, and I love to inspire and encourage people because I've been through the most hell in my life. And I like to teach people how to get out of, the pit. I like to teach people how to get out of hell. I like to teach people how to become more powerful, right? So if you have been thrown in a pit like I was, I got the blueprint for you. Anything that we go through, we can teach about. Sometimes you go through stuff so you can be the helper later on. Sometimes you go through stuff so you can be the leader later on, right? You were always meant to be a leader. Leadership always has been inside of you, right? And I just want you to know that. I'm talking to somebody on this afternoon that leadership has always been inside of you. So don't ever think that you're going through all of that for nothing. Don't ever think that, God is just picking on you or God is just punishing you. Sometimes you are qualified to go through that specific thing, because later on you'll be qualified to help somebody else. Later on you'll be qualified to train somebody else. Later on you'll be qualified to give somebody else advice. So you can't go through nothing without knowing nothing. Come on. You don't want nobody teaching you if they don't know nothing. Why would you want a teacher who never experienced anything? If I want somebody to teach me something about life, I want them to experience it, right? You don't want somebody training you and, talking to you and speaking to you and giving you advice if they never experienced it. Now, sometimes it depends. Some people are just smart like that. But I know me, I need real teachers in my life. I need somebody that's going to tell me what's going on. I need somebody that's going to tell me how to get out of my pit. So we are on the set apart journey, y'all. Hey, y'all, what's up? I'm back at it again, you guys. Look. The first day, was it Monday, we said building stamina, how God builds stamina. If you missed that live, it is on my YouTube. I always download the lives and put it on my YouTube when I can. The second day, Tuesday, I talked about how God's grip is tighter on you. If you feel like the enemy got a tight grip on you, I promise you, God's grip is more tighter than the enemy. Because a lot of you felt like that the enemy got this tight grip on you, like you can't get rid of the sin that you're in. You can't get rid of the struggles that you're in. But yesterday we talked about that. So today the title is You Will Be Remembered. All right. We own Joseph, y'all. Joseph is one of my favorite books in the Bible. And look, I'm a motivational speaker, but I always put scripture in it. I can't teach you without scripture. I just can't. I can't teach you without God. It's not because I want to be a preacher. It's not because I'm trying to be a pastor. That's not what I'm trying to do. I told you I started my TikTok, you guys, when I was homeless. I was sleeping in the car. I was pregnant. Not only was I pregnant, I didn't know where I was going to have my baby at. I was taking care of another baby, right? I went through so much, you guys, so much rejection, right? Moving across the state, leaving my home state without no money in my pocket. And I started my TikTok. I started to speak when I went through that. Like, I started speaking when I was homeless. I started speaking when I went through that. You don't, that's for somebody who's watching. I don't know why I'm led to say that, but you don't start nothing when you got everything together. And many of you need to stop waiting for you to have everything together to start something. No, the time is now, right? The time is now. And I started in my car. A lot of people didn't know what I was going through up here because I wanted my platform to be focused on me motivating people. I didn't want my platform to just be, focused on, oh, that's the homeless girl, right? So I just don't know who that's for, but don't wait for you to have everything together to start something. The time is now, y'all. So today I'm going to be talking about you will be remembered. All right. Again, one more time. Monday, we said building stamina, how God builds stamina in you. When you go through storms and trials, he's building your strength. He's building your power. He's building muscles inside of you. That means whatever comes your way, you're going to be ready for it because you've been through your worst, right? People don't understand that when they put you in that pit, in that worst pit, in that pit that almost led to destruction, they didn't know that it really built muscles in you. It built some type of strength in you. It built some type of power in you, right? You became your more powerful self. You became your most powerful self when people did that to you. See, they thought that you were going to be destroyed, but actually you were blessed. It was a setup by God the whole time, y'all. The enemy had a setup for you, but it was actually a setup by God, y'all. Come on. It was actually a setup by God. So many of you who have been through your worst, right? If you've been through your worst, right, there's going to be some stuff that's going to come at you. You won't be ready for it. You're going to be like, oh, this is nothing. You know what I've been through? This is nothing. Do they just know who I am? Do they know what I've been through? And some of you got to start moving like that. You got to start moving with a level of confidence of saying to yourself, like, I'm really that girl, right? I'm really that man. See, that trial that you've been through, you got to look at yourself and say, look, I'm really her. I'm really him, because I'm still standing even when I went through that. I'm still standing even when I went through my worst. You will be remembered. I got 5 points for you, y'all. I know you can't see the sticky notes or whatever, and I'm gonna get everything together, but just catch my drift, okay? I got 5 points for you. You will be remembered. You'll be remembered. You'll be remembered. The first point I have is keep your character together. Keep your character together. The first point I have, keep your character together, okay? So many people have did you wrong, all right? You have been through your betrayal. Some of you have been through abuse. Some of you have been through family dynamics, family abuse, family rejection, family betrayal. Many of you have been through that, okay? You have been through the most. You probably was the scapegoated child. You probably was the golden child. You probably that was somebody who get rejected over and over. I mean, the spiritual warfare that you go through, you can't tell nobody about. You know how people say, oh, I'm in warfare, I'm in spiritual warfare. They don't know. You don't know what real spiritual warfare looks like. Some people don't know what that really looks like. No, that looks like you lonely out here. That looks like your own parent will go against you. Your own blood cousin will go against you. Your own blood father will go against you, right? That's real spiritual warfare. Or when you lied on by your blood, right? You're not lied on by strangers. You're completely lied on. You're out here by yourself. And when I say by yourself, you have nobody, right? Or real spiritual warfare is when you're trying to make it, or when you're trying to elevate, or when you're closer, when you get closer to God, here come the devil trying to pull you back down, right? You can't seem to get out of this cycle. When everybody else is having fun in life and having fun out there, you got to stay in the house. You got to fast, right? Come on. You got to fast. You can't eat like that, right? You can't do the things somebody else do, but you getting knocked down while you serving God. Yeah, that's real spiritual warfare. But see, if you were so intelligent, you will know that there is a reward in that. I want you to first point, keep your character together. When people lie on you, when people start making these false accusations, I want you to think about Joseph now. When people are making these false accusations against you, when you're rejected, you ever been through something that somebody completely lied on your character? They lied on your character. I mean, they told everybody about you, and it really made people go away from you. It really messed up your connections, right? People was looking at you sideways. Even the people that used to be your friends, even the people that used to support you. That's why you can't give your heart to everybody, because when you give your heart to everybody, some people, they gonna switch up. Come on. But it's not gonna shock you because you've been through the big switch up. Let me tell you something. I want to talk to my people who've been through family rejection. Can I tell you that you are blessed? Yes. If you've been through family rejection and you are an adult healing through that, people are going to need your story. People are going to need your teaching. People are going to need you. If you were somebody who battled through that, that's because the enemy knew who you were going to be later on. He knew that it was a miracle inside of you. You was the miracle child. That's all it was. I know you don't feel like that. I know you feel like the rejected child. I know you feel like the child that nobody likes. It's because later on you're gonna be the child that everybody gonna cling to. You know, you just gotta look at yourself like a miracle. But I want you to keep your character together. Keep your character together. That's the first point. If you got a pen and paper, I want you to write this down, y'all. The first point, keep your character together. So even when they lie on you, keep your character together. It won't be easy. It will not be easy. This is not just an easy walk in the park. When you go through something like that, or when you go through deep betrayal, or when you go through somebody just lying and maybe taking you to court, or maybe just doing the most to save face. You see, some people lie on you to save their face. Some people lie on you because they in a panic, and the more you grow, they feel like, oh my God, they're growing this much. See, your growth is exposing people. I want to stop right there and say that. Keep your character together. Don't defend yourself. Don't argue back. Don't let it hit your spirit. Don't take it personal, because your growth is exposing those around you. Your growth is exposing the ones who lied on you. Your growth is exposing the ones who tried to plot on you. Your growth is exposing them. You didn't need no paper. You didn't need no, you know how you take somebody to court for defamation of character. You didn't need all of that. All you needed to do was grow. So you need to keep your character in point. When you keep your character in point, guess what happens? The people that heard about you, you know, those people that talked about you to the other people, right? Them other people gonna be looking at you like, that's not her, that's not him. That's not, wait a minute, something's not adding up, right? Something's not adding up. The stories don't add up, because I'm looking at this person and they got good character. I'm looking at this person and, you know, they're nice to me. Not only are they nice, but they a go-getter. They take care of their kids. They go to work. They do what they're supposed to do. You know, that's why you got to ask God to help you and give you the wisdom to shut your mouth. Because when you keep your character intact, come on, the accusation's not going to work. Come on, the character assassination not gonna work. When you keep your character in, assassination not gonna work. When you keep your character in, you will be remembered, y'all. But the first thing that you gotta do so you can be remembered, so justice can come, real justice comes with keeping your character intact. Keep your character, y'all. What I say by that, somebody trying to character assassinate you, don't give them a reason. Don't give the enemy a reason to say, oh, I told you so. I told you he was like this. I told you she was like this. You got to keep your character intact. You got to keep that kindness, right? Now you can be kind, but you got to be bold too. You got to have a level of boldness inside of you. You can't be weak-minded, but you got to have some good character. You can't let the haters or the naysayers make you go back to your old character. And that's all a setup from the enemy. They want you to go back to your old character. The enemy wants you to go back to your old self. So why? So they can be like, I told you they was like this. No, keep your character intact. That's how the real justice gonna come. That's how you will be remembered. The second point, you never stop using your gifts. You know why people mad at you? You never stopped using your gifts. So if you remember Potiphar's wife, we talked about that yesterday, how she lied on Joseph because he wouldn't sleep with her, okay? She made a false accusation against Joseph. Everybody knows the story, right? right? But Joseph never stopped using his gifts. He still interpreted dreams, right? He still remembered the gift that he had before his brothers threw him in a pit, right? So you never stop using your gifts. That's why you got so many people mad at you right now. That's why you got so many people, and you feel like, why is everybody mad at me? Why nobody supporting me? Or why people mad at me and they did me wrong? Right? You ever went through that when a whole flock of people mad at you, but they did you dirty? How you mad at me when you did me wrong? How you mad at me and I'm sitting up here forgiving you? How are you mad at me when I'm sitting up here being nice to you? I shouldn't even be nice to you, right? How are you mad at me? Some people get mad at you, right? Because you never stop using your gifts. See, the plot was not only to destroy you, but to destroy your gifts. So I don't know who you are. Maybe you write. Maybe you journal, maybe you do this, maybe you have a gift somewhere that you do. And many people know this. So what the enemy do, he sends those people to try to make you stop, right? You never stop using your gifts. You can't stop using your gifts because of accusations. You can't stop using your gifts because of lies. You can't stop using your gifts because of lack of support. Some people not going to support you purposely because they jealous of you. They see you, for my women, people mad at you because you beautiful. You know how to take care of yourself, right? Man, yeah, some people get mad at the weirdest stuff. They get mad at the simplest stuff. You know, at the simplest stuff. Maybe you a man and you know how to take care of yourself. You know how to take care of your cars. You know how to take care of your house, right? Come on, somebody. People only get mad, right? Because they expected you to stay in your pit. They expected you to stop using your gifts. Yeah, the plot was when they betrayed you. The plot was for you to what? For you to go mental, for you to go crazy. That was the plot. But now the plot is not working and they looking back like, what's going on, right? See, they never saw nobody like you. Oh my God, I'm talking to somebody. They never saw nobody like you who can conquer the witchcraft that they did on you, who can conquer the curses that they did on you. They never met nobody like you. Like you, somebody, you just keep growing. Even if you get knocked back down, you just keep on getting up. Just like I talked about yesterday when I said some of you are in a fighting ring. You're in a ring, right? And the person that's fighting you is knocking you down, but you keep getting back up. You keep fighting. Come on, y'all. Look, y'all, you never stopped using your gifts. In Genesis 40:8, I want to read that. Genesis 40:8. If you remember, Joseph still interpreted their dreams. Now, Joseph, man, he went through a lot just to be lied on, you know, and he like, dang, my brothers just did this to me. And I got this woman who lied on me. But you know what? Okay. Oh, you had a dream? Okay. Let me interpret your dream. He didn't forget. See, some people are mad at you because you didn't forget about yourself. See, the plot was you to forget about yourself. See, I live in New York City, so I see a lot of people who go crazy. I see a lot of people who go mental. I see a lot of people talking to themselves. See, that was you. Come on. That was you. That was supposed to be you. So now they looking at you and they trying to pull out these false accusations, or they trying to just message you with nonsense or call you with nonsense. You're not that person anymore. You have grown. You don't play into those games anymore. Come on, somebody. You don't play into those games, right? See, the plot was for you to go crazy. They never met nobody like you. Come on, somebody. Come on. Look, you never stopped using your gifts. I don't care what the gift is. I mean, your gift can be, you probably don't even have a talent. Your gift can be, you just get up every day and take care of your kids. That's a gift right there. You know why that's a gift? Because you don't let others make you go crazy. You don't let a flock full of people make you go insane. See, some people have went insane because they were betrayed that bad. They went insane. See, that's why I don't understand. The people that was against you and the people that have done what they done to you, they will never be able to get through that, but you are able to get through it. You see, the same tactics that they used on you to destroy you, they will never be able to get through it. Never, because they're not qualified for it. Come on, they're not qualified for it. You were qualified for it. So the plot was to destroy you, and it ended up being a setup by God. It ended up being a setup by God. It ended up being a setup by God. Y'all, look. In Genesis 40:8, Genesis 48. God is good, y'all. I'm talking. I want to tell somebody, if you got a story to tell, this is for somebody. You need to get rid of that mindset. I don't want to expose people. You need to get that out of your head. Some of y'all got a story. You have a book. You have a teaching that you need to start. You have a workshop that you need to start. Anybody can start a workshop. You have something that you need to start. There's people on this live that has been through the most, and you need to start making money out of your pain. Come on. I posted that a while ago. I said you need to make money off of your pain. Yeah, make money off of it. While you sitting there and, okay, a therapist is okay and stuff like that, but maybe you just need to journal. Maybe you need to make a little workshop about it, right? Them people that make workshops and do that, that's from their pain. Yeah, they make money, even if they're not making money, right? That's a gift for you to take your pain and turn it into a classroom. Come on, y'all. I don't know who that's for. For you to take your pain and turn it into a classroom, that's powerful. And people don't like that. People don't like that you still use your gifts. You never stop using your gifts. Joseph never stopped using his gift. He didn't say he wasn't depressed. He might have been depressed, right? He didn't say, well, I'm not going to interpret no dream. No, he got up. He remembered who he was. One thing the enemy couldn't do was take away your memory. You know, he wanted your mind, and he couldn't take away your memory. That's why you go through so much warfare. That's why the enemy is after you so much. But he lose every time. I don't understand. He lose every time. Yeah, they lose every time. He couldn't take your mind. He couldn't take your memory. They couldn't take Joseph's memory. He remembered, oh, I know that dream. Give me the dream. I can do it. Come on, y'all. In Genesis 40:8, right? And Genesis is at 40:8, y'all. My God, look. Y'all. Bear with me, y'all. I'm here. Y'all. Bear with me, y'all. I'm here. Bear with me, y'all. I'm here. I'm sorry, y'all. So yeah, Genesis 48. And they said to him, we have dreamed a dream, and there is no interpreter of it. And Joseph said to them, do not interpretations belong to God? Tell me them, I pray you. Right? So he said, this is the New King James Version. He was like, oh, tell me the dream. I got it. He never stopped using his gifts. Never. And you never stop using them either. That's why you got people mad at you right now. That's why you got people, supporting you one day and not supporting you the other. You got people listening to rumors about you, but then they see you and they like, well, they just keep on going. They just keep on doing what they got to do. Come on. You will be remembered, y'all. And that's the title of this live, but I'm taking you through points. You will be remembered. The first one, keep your character intact so you can be remembered. The second one, you never stop using your gifts. That's why you're going to be remembered. I know somebody on this live and they looking like, well, I don't want to be remembered. I don't care about that. Let me tell you something. If you have anointing on you, you can't walk around saying that I don't like people. Look, let me tell you something. You're going to be stood out. Come on. You're going to stand out. You have to stand out. When you're chosen, that means you have no choice. So I don't want you to feel like, oh, I don't want to be remembered. I don't want to be known. You're going to be known, right? See, when you're anointed, when God got a plan for your life, he's going to make you stand out anyway, because you got the blueprint for everything. He's going to make you stand out anyway, because you're the person who's going to know how to help somebody else later on. You're the person who's going to know how to help other people later on. So you're going to have to stand out. So I know you feel you don't want to be on the spotlight all the time. You don't want to be known, right? You don't want to be around a lot of people. You don't care to be remembered, but you're going to be remembered either way. The third point, people gravitate to bad news. The reason why you will be remembered, people gravitate to more bad news. So many of you have been through public humiliation. You have been through public embarrassment. People have embarrassed you, right? It's like you were publicly embarrassed. Everybody knew what you were going through. Everybody knew your struggle. Everybody was in your business. And it's not because you told them, it's because of what they seen. You know, sometimes God orchestrates it that way when he strategically allows people to be front row seats to your embarrassment so they can have front row seats to your promotion later on, right? So what I'm saying is, see, people gravitate more to bad news than good news, and God knows this. God knows that people gravitate more to bad news than good news. So if you're the type of person that always got embarrassed, if you're the type of person that feel like you always the oddball out, if you're the type of person that feel like you always stand out but in a bad way, you ever been popular but in a bad way? Like people knew you, but when people know you, they always got something bad to say about you. You were never those popular people that you used to see in school. You was always somebody who was hated on. Come on, who am I talking to? You were always somebody that was talked about. Like people never favored you back then. You didn't have that much favor, right? But people gravitate more to bad news, and God knows this. So sometimes he allows, right? He loves you that much, but he has to allow people to see your mishaps and to see your struggles and see your embarrassment, so they have no choice but to remember you. People are not going to have no choice but to remember you, all right? Because they know you from the bad news that people have shared about you. Sometimes God orchestrates it that way. He orchestrates it that way, y'all. He orchestrates it that way. He wants people to see what you have gone through. He wants people to see your pain. And I know some of you tried to hide it, you know. He wants people to see how you were lied on and stuff like that. So later on, they won't know. They're not gonna have no choice but to remember you, right? See, people don't remember a lot of good somebody do, right? They do, but it's kind of rare. You know, people are nosy. So what he does, he set up public embarrassment so they will have to remember your name later. Some of y'all names are about to be great. The lack of support is not going to stop you. Just because people are not supporting you, that's not going to stop you. Just because people are overlooking you, that's not going to stop you. Just because somebody is purposely spreading rumors and lies, it's not going to stop you. When it's your time, it's your time. I want to stop and tell you, when it's your time, it's your time. Nobody can stop it. So people knowing the bad news that you've been through, and I know you're like, dang, why nobody know the good that I did? Why everybody who know me, they know what I used to do, or they know where I was, or they know what I've been through. Yeah, sometimes it was orchestrated that way, because later on when you be on a billboard somewhere, they gonna know your name, and they gonna remember who you are. And guess what? For some of them people, they're gonna be in regret. They're gonna be like, dang, I regret not working with her. I regret not working with him. What did I do? Why did I treat this person like this? So sometimes God orchestrates it that way, y'all. Yes. People gravitate more to bad news. That's why you will be remembered, all right? Number 4, being the oddball out enhances leadership. Being the oddball out, it enhances leadership. It enhances leadership when you're the oddball out. If you're somebody that's a lot of people are always jealous of, a lot of people always overlook you have, let me tell you something, you guys, and I want to talk to my women. A lot of people always want to humble women. A lot of people always want to humble you. Always. You know why? Because you're that much. You that much for real. So I don't know who you are, but you've been going through this since childhood. Somebody always tried to humble you. Like they never wanted you to know who you was for real. And people love doing this to people who are called for greater, right? People love that. They love humbling you. But look, point 4 says being the oddball out only enhances leadership. When you're the oddball out and when you're stood out all the time, you got leadership written all over you. You just didn't know that. You're a leader before you even knew. That's why you were always the oddball out. That's why you never was able to fit in, right? That's why every time you talk in the group chat, people ignore you, right? You were never the oddball out. You just had leadership. Joseph was the oddball out, but he had leadership. He was going to be a leader later on. So you were always a leader. You know, if you were the black sheep, you was always a leader. If you were the child, or if you were the person in the family, or the person in the community that, you know, nobody wanted to be around, or people overlook, and this is the favorite thing that people like to say about, you know, good people, about people who are called for greater. You know, the enemy always had a strategic plan to make you feel worthless when you're worth it all along. He always had a plan to make you feel worthless, but leadership has always been inside of you. That's why you always been through rejection. Yes, that's why you always been through stages where you had to be by yourself, when you had to sit alone, when you had to do projects alone, because leadership was always on you. All right. So what did I say? Number 4, being the oddball out enhances leadership. It enhances your leadership. It really does. So now when you go out there and when you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, and when God's plans start, you know, happening in your life, what happens is you're going to have leadership all over you, because you was the oddball out. You're going to know how to work by yourself. You're going to know how to communicate with people. You're going to know how to connect with people. Leadership has always been on you, y'all. Yeah. So being the oddball out enhances leadership. Number 5, public embarrassment leads to public promotion. Public embarrassment leads to public promotion. Yes. When you are publicly embarrassed, later on, it is going to lead to public promotion. Your enemies have promoted you to a new level. I don't know who I'm talking to, but your enemies had a plan for you, but it promoted you to a new level. Yes, it did. It promoted you to a new level. They don't even know that every time they try to stop you, every time they try to monitor you, every time they try to lie on you, it's only promoting you. That embarrassment that you went through that day promoted you. It gave you a promotion. See, Joseph's brothers embarrassed him. You know, that was just straight embarrassment, right? Straight embarrassment to Joseph. Oh my God, right? But they didn't know that that right there was going to enhance his leadership. That right there was going to enhance his public promotion. So some of you went through public embarrassment. Everybody knew about your divorce. Everybody knew about, I don't know what happened to you. I'm just putting examples out there. Everybody knew what you've been through. Don't feel bad about it, because the promotion period is here. Yes, it is, y'all. You will be remembered. No matter if somebody is or the enemy is trying. I say the enemy because it's not people. We gotta put fire on the devil, because it's only that. It's only that. And he tries to make you feel like, oh, ain't nobody gonna remember you. Or he'll try to make you feel like, oh, you're worthless. All people gonna remember is the bad you've done. All people gonna remember is about your living situation. All people gonna remember is how you did this and did that. He tried to put those whispers in your ear, but the devil is a liar, y'all. He's a liar, a whole liar. And you got to learn the tricks of him. Yeah, you got to learn the tricks of him, y'all. Come on, he a liar. You will be remembered. So I don't know who you are and you want to hide from your season, but this is the season where God is about to publicly promote you. Yeah, the same people who plotted on your downfall and had front row seats to your embarrassment are about to have front row seats to your promotion. This ain't cliche. This is something that I know, okay? I'm not saying this to be cliche or nothing like that, but I'm going to tell you like this. If you were publicly embarrassed, get ready for your public promotion. And you can't hide no more. You're too anointed to hide. You're too special to hide. You're too special to be in this little bubble. No, you're not meant to be in this little bubble. You are that much. Yes. So let people call you arrogant. Let people call you conceited. Let people say whatever they want to say. Public embarrassment will lead to public promotion. You will be remembered. You will be remembered. God is going to force people to remember you. God is going to force people to remember you. You don't have to seek validation. You don't have to prove to people who you are. That's not the time for that. They're going to know who you are without you even opening up your mouth. They're going to know who you are without you even, saying anything. You don't have to do too much. You're somebody that don't have to do too much. And that's what people can't stand. Yes, y'all, that's what people can't stand. So the curses that people are putting on you to try to silence you, it is revoked. The curses that people are putting on you to try to get you, to get people from or pulling away from you, that is revoked, right? That's revoked, y'all. Every witchcraft attempt to silence you and to shut you up and to make you feel a decline, to make you feel worthless, it is broken. It's not going to work. And I see people doing this again to you. You know, I see people getting close to you just to do it to you. Sometimes people get close to you just to accuse you. Sometimes people get close to you just to do something or just to switch up on you. None of that will work. You'll be remembered anyway, y'all. You'll be remembered anyway, right? So I just want you to know that you will be remembered, y'all. So these are people. You got accusations, you got lies, you got gossip. These are people just talking about you, just talking. Other people are hearing it. Y'all. And then this is you growing. So every time somebody talks about you, you're growing. It's a new level for you to grow. Y'all. So you will be remembered no matter what. You will. All right, you guys. So the enemy didn't like this word at all, but I know it's a fire word, y'all. All right. So tonight I have on bi-weekly, on every other Wednesday, I have some free classes going on. Tonight we're going to be talking about do they love you or the God in you? All right. So it's strictly for women tonight, but men can join too. So tonight is going to be, do they love you or the God in you? You're going to have to really compare that when you're dating, when you're in relationships, because you got to know that. You got to ask that question. And I'm talking to my people who really is strong in their faith. You know, you're not perfect, but you're strong in your faith. And you got to ask yourself, do they like me for real? Do they like the God in me? Because for somebody to be with you or for somebody to try to get to know you, they got to love what you do. It's not just about them loving the God in you, but they got to support you. They got to know who you are, right? So it's going to just be like a dating topic tonight, but the time will change. Right now, those free classes are bi-weekly, every other Wednesday, but the time will change. But tonight will probably be the last night. I'm going to do it at 9:00 p.m. and I'm going to post about that. The Healed Woman, you guys, it is free right now because I don't have a date for the Healed Woman right now. So if you want to register for the Healed Woman, it's on my link tree. You could just register for free. It's going to be a digital download. You have to download and fill out and send it back to me. And then you will get the date. When you get the date, that's when you will purchase if you are interested in joining. But right now, it's just a little form to fill out for, okay? I am selling jewelry again, y'all. And the jewelry website is on my link tree as well. But you'll see me post about some of my jewelry on my page, y'all. All right? So if you have any questions or anything, or having trouble with the link tree, or having trouble with any kind of links, go ahead and direct message me. All right, y'all. It's never bye. It's see you later. All right. You will be remembered.